Yeah.
Upon reading an article, I found out that Lockheed Martin, I think, with the F-35 program, have received over $1.5 trillion from U.S. Congress over the past 20 years. So that's made me question, does the military-industrial complex, at least in your opinion anyway, perhaps have a potential stranglehold on America or even...
Yeah. No, it's a great question. In fact, it was Eisenhower back in 1952 or 3. That's when I was born, by the way, who said, beware the military-industrial complex. And what he was talking about, by the way, one of the marks of an educated man or woman is to be able to hold two completely opposed ideas in your head simultaneously. I'm about to demonstrate that. So I always found myself concerned about the defense industry and its influence in Congress, because they pay enormous amounts of money to help congressmen get elected, which in turn, it's all regulated, it's all transparent, but it's, they cast a long shadow, these multi-billion-dollar corporations in defense. Now, they also do some pretty good work for us. The gear that we get from them, it probably is, it probably does run into production longer than it needs to, and it probably ends up costing more than it should, but it works. We have an incredible track record of success with the equipment. And by the way, we want to be the best armed in the world. That wouldn't surprise you. If you're gonna get asked to go fight someplace, you don't want to say, and you know what, I'll take like the third most expensive piece of gear there and I can make it work. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to say, give me the thing that is far better than anybody else can possibly develop, and it's going to be expensive. I actually like that part of Mr. Trump's presidency where he's challenging and maybe even taunting the defense establishment to run their costs down. I don't know that we've ever had a president do that. I'm not sure it's appropriate even, to tell you the truth. But it's entertaining and it might work. And so, let's see what happens. If he can get them in a room and say, look, we can't pay $1.36 trillion for the F-35. Some of that money's already sunk cost, by the way. But, so there are some limitations on what he can do. So I don't mind the pressure, but I also don't want you to think I'm anti-defense establishment because, they believe in their hearts, they're both making a living, but also producing products that keep men and women alive, our men and women alive on the battlefield and give us an advantage. So, yeah, I do worry about it. It's probably under far more scrutiny than you think. The idea that we've been, pardon my language, effing it up for the last 10 years is just not right. The system itself has a series of checks and balances in it, safety checks, congressional oversight. So I don't think we're going to be able to drive the cost of Air Force One down dramatically. I don't think we're going to get it for $150,000. It's probably still going to be north of $3 billion, but maybe he can knock it down a little bit. And look, any president at some point, look, he's in his, 47th day or something? I don't know. I'm not ready to, jump overboard yet because every president eventually feels the pressure of a re-election. If it's not his, it's those that are holding on to his coattails. And that pressure begins to manifest itself in, okay, we got it. You're doing a lot for defense, but what are you doing where's your infrastructure idea? Where'd that go? The Obamacare replacement is going to be hotly debated. And all those debates are debates until you put money on them. Look, what they say in America, and I'm sure it's here too, if the Taoiseach were sitting there, he'd agree with me. Everything is rhetoric, the budget is real. That's when you know where your government's going, where it puts the money. And it's a little too soon to tell.